In this tutorial we're going to make this simple animation, and it's done by creating a looping animation within Adobe Animate. So here I am in Adobe Illustrator and I have my alien character designed. As you can see, he's all in separate layers. He has a right leg, right arm, pupils, body, left arm and left leg. So what I have to do is get this alien character into Adobe Animate to get him animated. So launch Adobe Animate. We want to create a new HTML5 canvas. In the properties, make sure your frames are set to 25 frames a second, 1920, and height 1080. So we can't see the whole of the stage at the minute. To fix that, come up to this window and click on Fit in Window, and now we can see the whole stage. So the next thing to do is to get the alien character into Adobe Animate. To do that, go to File, Import to Stage, and I navigate to where the alien character is stored on my computer. Once I find him, click on Open. Now this menu will open up and it's asking me, do I want to bring this alien character in as layers, or do we just want one single layer? And in this case I just want one single layer, so make sure that option's checked. Click OK, and in comes my alien. So the next thing I need to do is convert this character to a movie clip, and I convert him to a movie clip because he is going to be animated. So to convert him to a movie clip, go to Modify, Convert to Symbol. Let's give him a name, Alien, and make sure the type is movie clip, and click OK. So my alien has now been converted to a movie clip because he is going to move. And up here, or actually down here, we can see we do only have one layer, and up here we can see that we're currently in scene 1. But I want to go inside this alien character or inside the movie clip to make more changes. So double click on the character, and as you can see on the left, I'm now in scene 1, but I'm also inside the alien movie clip, and this is where I can make all my changes. So I just want to make this alien a bit bigger, so select the whole alien, use the free transform tool, and holding down shift, drag from the corners to make him bigger. Just gives me a bit more room to play with. So what I need to do now is any parts of the alien, any of his limbs that are going to move, I need to also make these movie clips. So I'm going to select his right leg, modify, convert to symbol, call this right leg, OK. Same for his left leg, modify, convert to symbol, left leg, and just repeat this step for all his limbs. Modify, convert to symbol, right arm, modify, convert to symbol, left arm. Now his pupils, select one pupil, hold down shift, select the other, modify, convert to symbol, call this one pupils. Okay, so now it's only his head to convert to a movie clip, and I want to take all parts that make up his head because they're all going to move at the one time. So select his head, hold down shift, select his mouth, click on the two eyes, still holding down shift, click on the eyebrows and the antenna. That's all parts of the head selected. Modify, convert to symbol, and I'll call this head. Okay, so that's all parts converted to movie clips, and as you can see, the alien just doesn't look right at the minute. His pupils have disappeared, his right arm's now hiding behind his head, same for the right leg. So what happens is Adobe Animate changes the stacking order whenever we convert to movie clips, so we're going to have to fix that problem, and it's quite easy to fix. Select the whole character, come up to Modify, Timeline, Distribute to Layers. Okay, so now down in the layers panel, we can now see that all my movie clips have been put in separate layers, and this will allow me to put the alien back into order. For some reason, Adobe Animate always gives us an extra layer when we do this. In this case, it's layer 1. There's nothing on this layer, so I can delete it. Okay, so I can take my pupils layer, drag it above head, the right arm needs to go above, and the right leg also needs to go above the head so they can be seen. So that's my alien character back into the order that he needs to be in. So the next thing we need to do is, using our free transform tool, is select the alien's limbs. Now I have his right leg selected, and this white dot in the middle, that's the pivot point. So if I try and rotate my alien character's leg, it rotates from around the knee, which isn't really where a leg would rotate from. So just hit Command Z to undo. Click on the pivot point, drag it up to the top of the leg where you think it should pivot from, and now try to rotate that leg. It's moving much better the way a leg should move. Just Command Z to undo. So I'm going to place my pivot point where I think the socket of the limb should be for each one of these. And the head's currently set to pivot from here, which wouldn't really be good for this animation. I'm going to take the pivot and put it down here. Okay, so that's much better. All my pivot points have been set. And the next thing we need to do is come down to the timeline. So currently the timeline is lasting for 1 frame. An animation can't happen over 1 frame. I can't move this playhead at all. So what I'm going to have to do is, for this animation, I'm going to hold down Shift on frame 30, select all my layers on frame 30, right click, insert frame. Okay, so I've now told Adobe Animate that this animation is going to occur over 30 frames. And the next thing I need to do is hold down Shift, select all my layers, right click, create motion tween. Because all the limbs are going to move, they need to have a motion tween. Now let's come back up to frame 30. With all of the frame 30 selected, I want to right click and insert keyframe to all. Okay, so we now have made a keyframe on frame 30, and there's a keyframe on frame 1. So what happens in between is, if we adjust the character, more keyframes will be formed to give us the movement. So what we need to do now is create the walk cycle, and I always use a reference image whenever I'm making a walk cycle just to refer back to, and in this stage, or in this case, I'm going to do the same. So I want to make a new layer. I'm going to call this reference, and on this layer I'm going to bring in a reference image that I can work from. File, import to stage, and just find where my reference image is stored. There, click on open. So the reference image has now been brought into that layer. I want to just make it a bit bigger so we can see it. Okay, so here we have a reference image that shows me how a walk cycle occurs. In the first image, the left leg is backwards, the right leg's front. And the next one, the left leg is in this position, the right leg is almost flat on the ground. And this is what I want to recreate for my alien character. So on frame 1, make sure your playhead is in frame 1, and then select with the free transform tool the limbs that you want to move. So in this case, in the first image, the right leg is forward, so I have my right leg selected, and I'm going to bring it forward, and the left leg is back, so click on my left leg, and I'm going to bring that back. Okay, so this is where my character's legs are going to be in frame 1. I'm going to come across to frame 10. And in frame 10, the left leg seems to go up higher than the previous one, and the right leg comes flat to the ground. I'm going to come across to frame 20, and the right leg should be right back, and the left leg should be forward. Now I'm going to come across to the final frame. In this case, the right leg is almost back at 90 degrees, and the left leg is standing on the ground. Okay, so if I scroll through, we can see we've got a basic walk going on there. So some more changes I want to make. So on frame 1, the left leg is back, but I want to move the left arm in the opposite direction, so I'm going to move that up, and the right arm go in the opposite direction of the right leg. I come to frame 10, the left leg is back, maybe rotate the left arm up a wee bit, the right arm maybe up another wee bit. Then at frame 20, right arm should maybe come down now, and the left arm should maybe come down a bit. And then at frame 30, bring the right arm down in the opposite direction of where the leg is, and the left arm down a bit. Okay, so we've got some crazy limbs going on there, creating a walk cycle. And I just want to change his eyes now too. So on frame 1, the eyes are in this position. Frame 10, just select his eyes and maybe nudge them down 5 or 6 times with the arrow keys. Frame 20, I'll nudge his eyes back up, just using the arrow keys. And on frame 30, maybe nudge them down. Okay, so we can just scroll through there and we have movement within our alien character. Now we can delete the reference layer, just click on it, hit delete. Now up here, come back to scene 1 to our original alien. So that's our original alien there. Now there's one more thing I need to do, is bring in a background for this alien character. So I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to call this background, and I've already got a background created. So on this layer, file, import to stage, find my background, here it is, click on open, and my background has come into Adobe Animate. So as you can see, my alien is no longer visible, so I'm going to have to bring the background layer underneath the alien layer, and now the alien can be seen. So what we could do now is make this animation last for 5 seconds. 5 times 25 frames a second would be 125 frames. So if I come forward to 125 frames, hold down Shift and click on both layers, right click and insert frame. I now have a 125 frame animation, which translates as 5 seconds. Back in frame 1, I might just bring down the size of my alien, maybe about that size, place him here. So the alien, we're now going to make him start on the left hand side of the screen, walk across to the right hand side of the screen. So to do that, I need to create a motion tween. So with the alien layer selected, right click, create motion tween, and in frame 125, I'm going to bring my alien right to the other side of the screen. So as you can see, he's moving just from the left to the right, but we can't see any movement within him, the movements that we made inside the other movie clip. So to test this out, we're going to have to hit Command Enter, and this will play in our browser. So hopefully we should have a wee character that walks across the screen. So that's how a looping animation is made in Adobe Animate. If we're happy with that, let's come back to Animate, and we can now export our video. So to do that, come up to File, Export, Export Video. I'm going to save it to my desktop. I'm going to give it a name, Alien Walk, save, and then hit export, and the video will be built, so we have another scene to add to our animation.